On March 8, 2014, a routine flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing became the heart of modern aviation's greatest mystery. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, a Boeing 777 carrying 239 souls, took off into the night sky. Everything seemed normal. At 1:19 a.m., the co-pilot signed off with a calm and now haunting message, "Good night Malaysian 370. Just 2 minutes later, the plane's transponder, its digital fingerprint on air traffic control screens, went silent. MH370 vanished. What happened in those crucial moments after it disappeared from civilian radar? This is where the story takes a chilling turn. Instead of continuing on its path to Beijing, military radar tracked the aircraft, making a sharp, deliberate turn to the west. It flew back across the Malay Peninsula, a ghost plane moving silently through the dark. It was then tracked, heading northwest over the Strait of Malacca, before it flew beyond the range of military radar as well. The plane was now truly gone, but it wasn't entirely silent. For hours, long after it had disappeared from all screens, the aircraft continued to send automated pings to a satellite operated by These pings were like digital handshakes, confirming the plane was still powered and functioning. But they didn't give a precise location. Investigators used these faint signals to plot two enormous arcs on the world map, one stretching north over Central Asia, and another curving deep into the desolate southern Indian Ocean. Based on the amount of fuel the plane had, the southern corridor was deemed the most probable flight path. The horrifying conclusion was that MH370 flew 4 hours on its own. A phantom flight to nowhere, until it likely ran out of fuel and crashed into one of the most remote and inhospitable places on Earth. This conclusion triggered one of the largest and most expensive search operations in history. A massive multinational effort began, first scanning the ocean's surface and then deploying sophisticated underwater vehicles to map the seabed. For nearly 3 years, crews scoured a vast 120,000 square kilometer area of the Indian Ocean floor, thousands of kilometers southwest of Australia. They found shipwrecks and rugged underwater mountains, but not a single trace of the main wreckage. In 2017, with no new leads, the official search was suspended, leaving the world with more questions than answers. But the ocean doesn't keep all its secrets. In the years following the disappearance, debris started washing ashore. The first confirmed piece, a part of the wing called a prone, was found on Reunion Island, thousands of kilometers from the search zone. More pieces, confirmed or believed to be from MH370, appeared on the coasts of Mozambique, Tanzania, and Mauritius. These fragments proved the plane did indeed meet its end in the Indian Ocean, but they were like single puzzle pieces from a box of thousands, offering few clues as to what happened on board. The official investigation report, released years later, drew a stark conclusion. A mechanical failure was considered extremely unlikely. The sharp turn and subsequent flight path changes were almost certainly the result of manual inputs. Someone was flying the plane. But who, and why? This question is the dark heart of the mystery. Theories exploded across the globe. Was it a pilot-led conspiracy? A hijacking gone wrong? A sudden, catastrophic event that incapacitated the crew but left the plane flying on autopilot? Some even whispered of secret government intervention. Without the plane's black boxes, the flight data and cockpit voice recorders, theory remains just that, a theory. More recent analysis has suggested an even more sinister possibility. Some researchers believe the flight path wasn't just random. It may have been intentionally designed to create false trails. The plane, zigzag movements could have been a deliberate attempt to confuse air traffic controllers and military radar, making it nearly impossible to track its true direction in real time. This adds a layer of cold, calculated planning to the event, suggesting the person in control knew exactly what they were doing and wanted to disappear without a trace. For the families of the 239 people on board, the years have been an agonizing wait for answers that never came. Their lives were frozen on that March night, trapped in a state of suspended grief, unable to mourn without knowing what happened to their loved ones. Their relentless fight for the truth has kept the search alive. In recent years, the Malaysian government has renewed efforts, partnering with the private company Ocean Infinity on a no-find, no-fee basis. This new search, armed with more advanced technology, targets a new, refined area of the Indian Ocean based on the latest drift analysis and data models. However, severe weather and the sheer difficulty of the task have caused delays, once again putting the search on hold. While the physical search continues in fits and starts, the technical debate rages on. Some academic studies, analyzing the final satellite pings and subtle changes in their frequency, suggest a terrifying end for MH370. They theorize that the plane, after its fuel was exhausted, entered a high-speed spiraling dive, plummeting into the ocean at an incredible velocity. This death dive scenario would mean the aircraft likely broke apart on impact, scattering wreckage across a wide area of the rugged, mountainous, underwater terrain, making detection with sonar incredibly difficult. Today, more than a decade later, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 remains a gaping wound in aviation history. We have fragments of data, pieces of debris, and a dozen credible theories, but we have no definitive answer. The main wreckage, and with it the crucial black boxes, remains lost, likely resting deep within the vast, silent darkness of the Indian Ocean. The fate of the 239 people on board remains unknown. Their final moments, a mystery that continues to haunt investigators, families, and the world. The story of MH370 serves as a humbling reminder that even in our age of constant connection and surveillance, our planet still has places where a 200-foot-long airliner can simply vanish. And until the day it is found, we can only continue to search, to analyze, and to wonder. Thank you for watching. If you found this story as compelling as we do, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries.